When you're recorded in history for something, you either did really good or really bad. Unfortunately for the main character of this video, he was the latter, claiming the largest one-day drop in net worth in Index's history. When you've also headlined the news, you once again did either really good or really bad. Unfortunately again for the main character of this video, he was the latter, headlining media outlets for his bankrupted cryptocurrency company FTX 3 years after its foundation. With over $16 billion lost, the FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried controversy is a messy one for everyone involved, and all thanks to SBF himself. Already being compared to Bernie Madoff, Sam Bankman-Fried might just be the worst person to trust your money with in Wall Street of all time. Funny how just a few months ago, he was compared to Warren Buffett of crypto, or a revolutionary like Tim Cook. But the nerd who lived like a billionaire while looking like he lives in his parents' basement might actually soon live there, because the cops, the feds, and people are coming wanting their money back. This is the story of a $16 billion disaster and the downfall of Sam Bankman-Fried and his company FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, also known by his initials SBF, is an American entrepreneur, born and raised in the United States, and is the main character of this insane story. Sam was born to Stanford Law School professors Barbara Fried and Joseph Bankman, who both practiced and taught the law. Despite being born to lawyers and professors, Sam was gifted in the arts of mathematics and decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in physics and a minor in mathematics in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, in which he graduated in 2014. Stanford parents, MIT, Caucasian, sounds like a great childhood and upbringing. But despite being known as a once-in-a-generation genius and philanthropist, he's actually the complete opposite. Sam's involvement with stocks and finances started during his college years, when he became an intern at Jane Street Capital, a proprietary trading firm that traded international ETFs, or exchange-traded funds. He would eventually return to this company upon graduating. A few years later, Sam worked at the Center of Effective Altruism and founded Alameda Research, a quantitative trading firm, along with Tara McAuley from the Center of Effective Altruism. In 2018, Bankman-Fried organized an arbitrage trade in order to capitalize on the higher price point of Bitcoin in Japan. Here's how he made his money, and he's actually a genius for doing this. He traded Bitcoin and noticed the price of Bitcoin was different in different markets. For example, if the price of Bitcoin was $10,000 in the US, he'd buy that. Then he traded in the Japan market, where the price was $15,000, a $5,000 profit per one Bitcoin trade. This was known as the kimchi premium method. Now multiply this multiple times a day throughout the years, and that's how he made his billions. There's nothing wrong with this, as he just exploited different market conditions in different countries, because there was higher demand in Japan for Bitcoin at the time, which resulted in the price difference. In early 2019, Sam would then found and launch his own cryptocurrency derivatives exchange, FTX, using his winnings from the kimchi method. Life is good, right?
But it can be better.
But Sam wanted more, and FTX was his vehicle to turn him from a genius to a crook. FTX, abbreviated from Futures Exchange, is a Bahamas-based cryptocurrency exchange, founded by Sam and Gary Wang in April of 2019. In its infancy, co-founder and CEO of the world's largest cryptocurrency Binance, Changpeng Zhao, bought a 20% stake in FTX for approximately $100 million. This easily put FTX on the map to other investors because of the power and influence of Zhao. The first 2 years went swimmingly for FTX. They acquired Blockfolio, a cryptocurrency portfolio tracking app, in August 2020 for $150 million. They raised $900 million at an $18 billion valuation from more than 60 investors in July 2021, which allowed Sam to buy Zhao's stakes for approximately $2 billion. FTX also managed to move its headquarters within 2 years, from Hong Kong to the Bahamas. Still looking great so far. 2022 was an even grander year for FTX. In January, FTX managed to launch its $2 billion venture fund, called FTX Ventures. In the same months, FTX managed to raise $400 million in Series C funding at a $32 billion valuation. Perhaps one of the biggest events to happen for FTX was in February 2022, wherein FTX US announced that it would begin offering its stocks to US customers. Also in February of 2022, FTX announced that it was creating a gaming division to allow developers to add cryptocurrency, NFTs, and other blockchain-related assets into video games through the FTX platform. In July, FTX announced that they finalized a deal allowing it to purchase BlockFi, a digital asset lender, for around $240 million. Adding to their increasing marketing campaign, they even partnered not only with influencers like Tom Brady and Steph Curry, but they freaking bought the naming rights to the basketball stadium that the Miami Heat played in. They had deep pockets, but sooner or later, someone will see what's really going on behind closed doors. While FTX did achieve a lot during the short time it's existed so far, what comes next is disastrous, but probably what everyone's been waiting to hear. The series of good spells temporarily ended for FTX when in August 2022, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, issued a cease and desist order to FTX. The FDIC claims that FTX made false and misleading representations about the deposits being covered by the FDIC insurance, which FTX President Brett Harrison claimed to be so in a tweet. Sam would later clarify in a separate tweet that FTX deposits are not insured by the FDIC. Because of this, Brett Harrison decided to step down from his role, but remained in the company for advisory reasons. Despite this setback, FTX managed to bounce back and managed to buy out Voyager Digital, a cryptocurrency brokerage company, for approximately $1.42 billion in September 2022. However, this bounce back did not last and would finally spell the end of good spells for FTX, this time for real. FTX's rise to success was fast and speedy, but their fall to failure was more exponential in speed. What wasn't mentioned earlier is that FTX was so successful, it was the third largest cryptocurrency in mid-2022, and its native token, FTT, was rising in value rapidly. However, this success was all cut short thanks to CoinDesk, a Bitcoin and digital coin-centered news outlet, which revealed that Alameda Research, founded by Sam Bankman-Fried, held a significant amount of FTTs. In their November 2, 2022 report, CoinDesk said that Alameda had, out of the 5.1 billion FTTs in circulation, $3.66 billion. Yikes. Think of it this way. Friend A was the only person who sold pencils, and Friend B bought Friend A's pencils for a lower price. When Friend A sells it to any other person than Friend B, he sells it for much higher, thanks to the supply becoming low, when in reality, Friend B had most of this at his hand. He can either simply just sell it back to Friend A for a lower price, or give it to him back freely, since they're good friends. The same is happening with FTX and Alameda. The FTTs are the pencil, FTX was Friend A, and Alameda Research was Friend B. Before this, Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, CEO of Binance, and Sam Bankman-Fried had rising tensions with one another, thanks to months of disagreements and arguments. Binance, a competing cryptocurrency exchange, began selling FTTs, which caused the value of FTT to crash. Because of this, lots of investors pulled out from FTX, causing the FTX to freeze and create a liquidity crisis. Binance eventually dropped their FTX acquisition. Soon enough, on November 8, 2022, FTX, Alameda Research, and other affiliated entities declared bankruptcy. Sam Bankman-Fried resigned as the FTX CEO shortly after. Wall Street Journal also revealed in a November 10, 2022 report that FTX lent Alameda Research over $10 billion from customer accounts to fund Alameda, breaking FTX's own terms and services. It was made known to the public that Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison, who was ousted to be in a relationship with Sam himself, and other FTX executives were all knowledgeable of this move. FYI, Caroline Ellison's dad is Glenn Ellison, who currently runs the economics department at MIT. Are these folks that come from prestigious universities supposed to be moral and smart? This entire disaster cost everyone involved $16 billion, hence FTX applying for bankruptcy. In an attempt to make money revolve around himself, Sam Bankman-Fried might have fried himself and instead made the world revolve around him for all the wrong reasons. The 3-year climb of FTX was offset by a seemingly overnight kick to the shin and caused all these years of hard work to be gone in an instant. But hey, FTX made it to the TV, and Sam's forever in history, right? The news of FTX's collapse and SBF continues on this day. Many people are calling for his arrest, but he still is a free man. We'll see how long he stays free, because I'm itching to watch the next Netflix documentary movie about SBF and FTX.